What's going on, everybody? I want to do a little comparison here between two what I consider full-size slash service weapons. I have the Glock 22 in 40 Smith & Wesson and the Springfield XD45 in 45 ACP. Obviously they're both, two different calibers. The Glock 22 will hold 15 rounds in the magazine. Springfield XD 45 here will hold, this particular model will hold 13. Now this is what they call the mid-size service model or something. It doesn't have the 5-inch barrel on it. It has like the 4.5-inch barrel or whatever, but it has the full length grip on it. Okay, you can get this pistol that has this length of slide and barrel, but yet this would only be about this long. I mean, whenever you look at this, it looks kind of out of proportion to me with the length of this versus the length of the grip. The grip looks too long for the slide is what I'm getting at, but that enables you to carry a few more rounds in your magazine, plus give you a full purchase. Now this particular Springfield has got the safety, the thumb safety, which I do like, believe it or not. This gun shoots extremely well. It shoots extremely well. The only caveat that I have to carrying on my waist, and I would never carry either one of these concealed, okay, but a service gun or outside the waistband, if you really needed to have it, or a truck gun or a bedside gun, fantastic. This sucker here, when it's loaded, this is a loaded magazine. Nothing in the chamber. I just want to show you. Well, I don't have to show you, I can just tell you. That sucker weighs 38 ounces. 38 ounces loaded. That's a chunk. The Glock 22 with the RTF grip. Of the two, this Glock feels the best to me in hand. The slide operation on this is just super smooth, very glass-like. I love the way that Springfield shoots. I love the trigger on it better than the Glock trigger. I like where the Springfield has got the external safety where this does not. But feel in my hand, and I know a lot of it's this RTF2 frame. That grip, that stippling all over it, it just feels phenomenal. But most everybody knows what there is to know, about Glocks. This, I think, like I said, is 15.1 rounds. And this loaded weight, 34.3 ounces. So what? Roughly 4 ounces less. 2 more rounds in the magazine. Little slimmer form factor. Not so much in width. If you look at the width of these two, they look pretty stinking close. Look up here at the slide. The XD slide up here at the front is kind of crowned around a little bit. Let me put some. You always think you got enough light until you need more light. Turn this up. If you look at those two, I'll tell you the slides on them suckers look awful close. The length. From the back, if I set them both on their butt, you can see that the length of them things are very, 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 very close. Grips, let's see that one back here. The grip on the Springfield, a little longer than the Glock 22. You know, the Glock 22 is actually just a hair longer. I think it was because of the way the back of these grips are whenever I had it set in the other way. If you line up the back of these slides, you know, the G22 is, I mean, it's a very small amount, but it is just a hair longer. And you know what the odd thing is you look at those Springfields and you look at this, whenever I just look at those two, doesn't that Springfield just look a lot taller than that Glock? It does to me. And it is a little taller, but whenever you actually get them side by side, it isn't so much taller, you know, like what I thought it would be. I'm going to get you down here to eye level, crank you across. You can actually see the height difference between these two. The one in the back is the Springfield XD. I don't know, what is that? 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch? And maybe whenever you're talking on one of these guns, that, you know, can be considered quite a bit. It can be considered quite a bit, I guess. But when it comes to recoil, whenever I'm out shooting it, I don't notice any excessive, you know, flip. You know, you hear the stuff about the bore axis and everything, but you get right down to it. Right here, whenever I grip it, you see how much frame there is above my hand. Okay. Now that is higher than the Glock. That's probably the best representation right there. I mean, it almost looks like I could conceivably, if I'm not careful, get some slide bite right there. Matter of fact, when I run that slide, I can feel the bottom of that slide tickling the hairs on my hand. So the bore axis of the Glock is definitely lower, you know, but I personally do not see that as being a huge detriment. This gun, I'm telling you, it fires very, very well. It feels very good in hand. The recoil is very manageable. It has great sights. Those 3-dot sights are, you know, the dots are, you know, kind of smaller form factor than a lot of guns, but they're still easy enough to see, even for me, you know, when I don't have the keenest, you know, vision in the world. I mean, those sights right there, I mean, those things right there would be very tough to miss. I like those as well. I couldn't pick between the two of these. They both have their pros. I like the trigger on the XD better than the Glock. I like the way the Glock feels in my hand better than the XD. I like personally, like that little added safety right there with that thumb safety on the XD. Looks, the Glock to me looks more, it's cleaner. You know, there's not as much stuff on it. This to me looks a lot like a SIG 226 or something. You guys can call me crazy, but looks wise, between these two, I like the looks of the Glock better. But I think a lot of it is just because of how much more trim this looks in here. It just looks more sleek versus this looks a little more blocky and tall. You know, that's just my preference. But there are things I love about both. Love about both. So that's just a little bit on these two full-size semi-automatic, what I would consider a service weapon, bedside gun, truck gun. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. Wouldn't go wrong with either one in my opinion. So I'm going to try and keep this a little shorter. You all take care. You got any questions or anything, don't hesitate to ask. There's quite a bit out there already on these two particular handguns, so I just kind of wanted to show the weights. You know, the biggest point is whenever you get one of these, you might grab it in the store and pick it up and be like, man, that's not bad. You start toting around 13 rounds or 14 rounds if you carry one in the pipe with 230 grain lead balls in it. This stuff right here in its own right is heavy. Just the loaded magazine weight, 12.3 ounces. You know, this thing right here, just this magazine with these bullets in it weighs more than that car 380. Not as much as that, but 12.3, the Glock mag, 11.4. Here again, this is only 40 Smith & Wesson, 180 grain bullets, 45 ACP with 230 grain. If you don't know, that grain is a weight. You know, that's the weight of the bullet. So, anyhow, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Trying to keep them a little shorter when I can. Take care. We will see you later.